Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
Washington Post World, March 26, 5:17 America, New York. American teacher in Ukraine released from Russian custody after 10 days. Tyler Jacob had been teaching English in Kherson and was detained while fleeing the city, his family said.
RT World News.
March 26, 5:01 America, New York. Her Majesty's harassment. How sexual assaults by UK soldiers around the world go unpunished for years. RT reviews data on sex crimes by Britain's servicemen in former colonies and combat areas. The RT investigative unit The Detail has reviewed disturbing data on sexual assault allegations leveled at UK and US soldiers stationed abroad, identifying in excess of 1,100 such reports having been filed between 2015 and 2020 alone.
New York Times World News.
March 26, 5 o'clock America, New York. Mideast feels the pinch of rising food prices as Ramadan nears. Russia's war on Ukraine has driven up the prices of staple foods and energy across the Middle East and North Africa ahead of the Muslim holy month of daytime fasting and nighttime feasting. Egyptians bought bread in Cairo this month.
Washington Post World.
March 26, 4:28 America, New York. Saudi airstrikes hit Yemen's Houthis after Jiddah attack. Officials say a Saudi-led coalition fighting Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen have unleashed a barrage of airstrikes on the capital in a strategic Red Sea city.
New York Times World News.
March 26, 3:11 America, New York. Public health catastrophe looms in Ukraine, experts warn. Even before the war, the country struggled with epidemics of HIV, tuberculosis and hepatitis. The conflict threatens to undo decades of progress. An 8th in Kyiv in the aftermath of an explosion at a residential complex on Sunday.
Mirror World News.
March 26, 3 o'clock America, New York. High-profile allies including actors, sports stars and politicians that have abandoned Putin. Some high-profile Russians have turned their backs on President Vladimir Putin after he invaded Ukraine, while thousands of ordinary citizens have also fled the country.
Washington Post World.
March 26, 3 o'clock America, New York. Biden says the U.S. will take 100,000 Ukrainians. But how many will go? Few Ukrainians in Warsaw have expressed a wish to go beyond the bounds of Poland or Europe.
Mirror World News.
March 26, 2:47 America, New York. Mystery as plane debris found 6 miles from doomed China flight crash site. A piece of metal found by an elderly farmer 6 miles from the crash site of a China Eastern Airlines flight could give a clue as to what happened to the downed Boeing 737.
New York Times World News.
March 26, 1 o'clock America, New York. Escaping Mariupol, one family at a time. Ukrainian families are taking enormous risks to try to flee Mariupol, traveling through Russian checkpoints, and in some cases landmines, to try to get to safety. BBC News World.
March 26, 0:24 America, New York. Taylor Hawkins, Foo Fighters drummer, dies aged 50. The band said they were devastated by the loss of Hawkins, who has drummed with them since 1997.
https://globalnews.ca/feed/.
March 25, 23:20 America, New York. Ty McSorley's hat-trick leads London past Owen Sound to open 3-game weekend. The London Knights improved to 9-0 against the Owen Sound attack with a 7-3 home ice win. London Knights.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines. Sky News.
March 25, 23:11 America, New York. Prince William tells Caribbean nations that any decisions to become republics will be supported. The Duke of Cambridge has delivered his clearest message yet about other Caribbean nations potentially cutting ties with the monarchy, saying, "We support with pride and respect your decisions about your future." The Duke of Cambridge greets crowd in Parliament Square, in Nassau, Bahamas.
BBC News World.
March 25, 22:32 America, New York. Coda star and Oscar nominee inspires deaf children to dream big. Troy Kotsur is a star of Coda and the first deaf male actor ever to be nominated for an Oscar. Mirror World News.
March 25, 22:08 America, New York. Mass evacuation ordered after volcano explodes, sending giant ash cloud into the sky. We'll be bringing you the very latest updates, pictures and video on this breaking news story.
BBC News World.
March 25, 2125 America New York, Ukraine War. WHO says attacks on hospitals are increasing daily. The World Health Organization has verified more than 70 attacks on hospitals and healthcare facilities.
WorldCBSNews.com.
March 25, 2124 America New York, Biden and Poland to discuss Ukrainian refugee crisis. President Biden visited Poland to see firsthand the humanitarian crisis caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. and its European allies also unveiled a deal to supply Europe with more U.S.